Greetings and welcome to Conversations to Thrive, where we discuss topics that help you to thrive every day and in every way. So glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about a topic that one of my group support and coaching beta testers brought up in our meeting last week, which is if I'm doing intermittent fasting and I get irritable, how can I prevent that? It's something that a lot of people actually experience, including myself. To be totally transparent, I am in my time of perimenopause and my hormones are changing and shifting a lot. So I can get irritable on any day, whether it's a fasting day or not. But I found some things that have really helped me to keep irritability at bay, especially with fasting. So one thing is diet. Look at your diet. The last 2 or 3 meals before you go into any sort of fasting, whether it's 16 or 18 or 24 hours, the last 2 or 3 meals should be pretty heavy on fat and lower on carbohydrates. That helps the body to transition from the carbohydrate burning metabolism to the fat burning metabolism, which if that process is kind of wonky, that can create irritability. If the body is not super efficient at transitioning from carbohydrate burning to fat burning, you can feel irritability and other symptoms that you don't want to experience, like headaches or things like that. So eating more fat and limiting your carbohydrates, and especially processed carbohydrates, like no processed carbohydrates the last 2 or 3 meals before your fast, and less of the even complex carbohydrates like potatoes or sweet potatoes or rice. Just really boost that fat in the last 2 to 3 meals before your fast. The number 2 tip I have is mitigating stressful situations. So you don't want to schedule like a tense conversation on a fasting day or during your fasting window. So if you have a conversation with a coworker or a friend that you know is going to be tense, try to schedule that at a time when you're within your eating window so that that doesn't increase your cortisol. Fasting is something called a hormetic stressor, similar to exercise. It can be very positive and very healing for your body, but it can also increase your cortisol, which is your stress hormone. So you want to keep highly stressful events and situations out of your fasting window. That includes like days when you have a deadline coming up. If you have a project due, maybe do that when you're actually eating so that you have the nourishment to kind of figure all the things out that you have to do. And keep your fasting days more calm and chill as much as possible. Things come up, life happens, but the more you can keep them calm and chill, the better you're gonna feel, because it's not gonna increase your cortisol too much to do your fasting. The number 3 tip I have is something I call pleasure stacking. So similarly to how you're gonna avoid stressful situations, you're actually gonna stack pleasurable situations. So if you have a meeting with a friend that you're really looking forward to, you can have that meeting on a day when you're fasting or within your fasting window. Maybe you might go for a walk or have tea, something like that. Stack things that you love doing. Any kind of self-care, like taking a bath, taking time to read, going on a walk, a nature walk. Try to stack those things as much as you can during your fasting window and on your fasting days so that you keep your mood elevated and happy and good. I love to do things like meditation, visualization. Those things help me to center and relax, and they feel really good to me. Another thing I do during my fasting window is I tend to have teas, and it's something I don't do very much when I'm eating. So it's kind of like a special treat that I get to have. And a bonus tip is you can pick teas or herbs that are stress mitigating, like ashwagandha is a good one. Holy basil, tulsi. There are really good holy basil tulsi teas, or there are supplements you can take. So taking any kind of herbs, natural things that can help to support your body in dealing with the stress. Ashwagandha is something called an adaptogen, which means it can support you in having more energy if you're feeling kind of tired. It can support you in subduing your energy if you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed. It adapts to whatever you need, and it can be a very powerful ally to your fasting efforts. Hopefully that helps. Take care and see you next time. Bye.